Hey, what's up guys, Walter here, and we do this every single day. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and comment. You can leave questions below in the video comments, or you can go to my website, walterbear.net. I'll put the links in the video description. Let's jump right into it. The thing that I wanted to talk about today is called octave displacement. So it's the idea of, so let's say that you have a chord here, your G5 chord. Okay, and that's just the notes G, D, and then G up top. So there's an octave right there, from this G to this G. Okay, so the thing that I wanted to talk about today is how do I build off the idea of octave displacement. So let's say that you have a melody for a song. So let's say, since we're using these chords a lot lately, let's go E minor. We're gonna do this one. Okay, E minor, right here. And let's play this note. G, D, C, B, A, G. Okay. Now the thing that I can do there, when I'm referring to the octave displacement, is you're simply taking notes that you would normally play anywhere throughout the guitar and playing other octaves. So it's the idea of is that this is your E minor chord, but this can also be an E minor chord. Okay. And so there's E minor chords all throughout this neck, because the only notes you need for an E minor chord are E, B, and then G. Okay, so that's the same ones I have here. So let's find an E here. So before we had this E minor here, we can do E, here's a G here, and then we need a B, which is right here. So here's another E minor chord. Okay, so let's say that you have this E minor, and then you were to go G, D, C, B, A, G. Well, I can play these notes G, D, C, B, A, G here too. So let's find this G. I can play it here too. I'll play all the way up top here. Okay, so that's the idea of octave displacement. So if you have a song, when would you use octave displacement? When would you even use octaves? If you wanted to give your music somewhere to go, but without making it sound too similar. So a lot of times you'll hear in heavy metal music, you'll hear, that the piece will start out, as let's say like a simple E minor up top. Okay, so it would be this. And then if I wanted to go down 2 octaves, this is what I would have. So let's go from E minor to G. Okay, so if I did the same thing here, I could play this E minor, and then if I wanted to, I can play this G up top here. So I have this. Okay, so that's the idea of octave displacement. So if you have a riff of yours and you kind of want it to go somewhere, play it in different positions of the neck. I mean, to stay with just this section of the guitar or just this section or maybe just these strings, then you're leaving out a lot of other opportunities that you have for your compositional writing. So there's the idea of octave displacement. And another thing that I want to talk about too, really quick, was the idea of octaves, which is the same concept, but you're actually playing them at the same time as a chord rather than separately in terms of melody. So if I were to play, let's say I was to play this line. If I were to go E minor, there we go. So if I were to go E minor. What I can do is, instead of playing the power chord down here, I can play the G, A, C as octaves. I'll play here too. So now we have this. Let's try it again. Okay, so all I'm doing there is I'm taking the original note. So let's say in this case, let's say A, the 5th fret of the E string. Okay, and this A is an octave lower than this A, which is an octave lower than even this A, which is also an octave lower than this A. So you have a lot of A's here that you can play. If you wanted to, you can even play 2 at the same time. So you would have this. You have the bass line. You have the one on the G or the D, and then one on the B. So you would have this. So that should add a little bit more color, a little bit more texture to your chord progressions. And it should give you a little bit more of a development. It's a great technique to use in terms of trying to build tension. Like to have. I guess the person that I think of a lot when I think of octaves is Steve Vai. He uses octaves very often. So he would play a song, and he would have the octave. It's just a very good technique. So that's the idea of octaves. Any questions that you have, leave them below. And I hope that helped you guys a little bit to grow. Leave the questions below if you want your music abilities to grow. Alright guys, peace.